former Chelsea midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been called up to the England squad for the forthcoming World Cup qualifiers against Andorra and Serbia, Sky Sports News understands. Loftus-Cheek has been asked to join up with Thomas Tuchel's squad following an injury worry over Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton. Wharton sustained a muscle injury in Palace's 3-0 win against Aston Villa on Sunday in the Premier League. The FA are yet to make a statement or any public comment on Loftus-Cheek's call-up or Wharton's injury as the England squad report for duty today.
Yesterday, a deal collapsed for Chelsea. Two deals collapsed for Chelsea. One in Premier League, and this with Tyreke George. Tyreke George has been a target for Red Bull Leipzig. Tyreke George has been a target for Roma. Both clubs have been pursuing this possibility. I can reveal to you that Tyreke George at some point was also an option to be included in the conversations between Chelsea and Man United for Alejandro Garnacho. It was end of June when Tyreke George was one of the names discussed between Man United and Chelsea. Then Roma went very strong on the deal with several meetings, with several discussions, but my understanding is that Roma manager Gasperini was not so sure about the possibility of bringing that kind of super young player to Roma, and so the deal collapsed for Tyreke George with all these clubs, but the real deal collapsed for Tyreke George has been with Fulham. Because Fulham entered the race on deadline day in the afternoon. They signed Samu Chukwueze, they signed Kevin from Shakhtar, but they wanted to add a talent, an opportunity on the market. And that player was Tyreke George. Well, everything was agreed with Chelsea. £22 million, an important sell-on clause, over 30%, so everything said yesterday. After what happened, because for him was the opportunity to go and play. He's very young, he's 2006, so you can imagine for the boy the chance to go and have an opportunity, but deal off. Chelsea will include him in their Champions League squad, will support Tyreke George, and then in January he's gonna move again if there is no opportunity, of course, in different markets. Now, another deal collapsed for Chelsea is David Datro Fofana, who had to go to Charlton, but the deal has collapsed also in this case because of documents. So nothing signed in time, and Datro Fofana deal collapsed. Then, of course, in this case, we will see if they will find a different solution, also in this case, maybe in different markets. The story for Chelsea about deals collapsing has been with Nico Jackson. But guys, the reality is that the Nico Jackson deal never really collapsed. The Nico Jackson deal was on hold. And being on hold is different than seeing a deal collapsing. So, the reality, from what I'm hearing, is that after the injury of Liam Delap, Chelsea told Bayern and the agents of Nico Jackson to stop every single conversation because they wanted the player back. But on player side, the reaction was immediately, I don't want to play for Chelsea anymore. With maximum respect from Nicolas Jackson, because he maintains a good relationship with Chelsea, but he feels that everything was broken between them on a sporting point of view. So he wanted to play for Bayern. It was the opportunity he really wanted. And so this is why the deal was on hold, but not off. A deal is off if the player is returning and the negotiation stops. In that case, the negotiation always continued to Bayern. So at the end, they found a solution. Chelsea had what they wanted because they have from 15 is a 16.5 low fee for Nicolas Jackson, a record. Also, the player has what he wanted to play for Bayern, and Bayern had what they wanted, Nicolas Jackson. Also, remember that the deal changed also in terms of buy clause because there is an element of obligation that could be triggered in case of certain conditions linked to the appearances of the player.